Yeah, the left so often try to portray Donald Trump as the madman, but he must have felt like he was the only sane person in the room yesterday, because the other issue where he spoke just common sense, an area where he's got a strong record, but where so many world leaders seem unable to even confront the problems, let alone deal with them, is immigration. Have a listen to this.
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the #1 political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined.
Again, Alexander, he's so right. When you look at the problems in Europe, in the UK, with the problems that Australia got on top of twice, and the problems now that the US have finally gotten on top of.
Well, I can tell you from long experience that when we stop those boats coming to Australia, bringing people illegally, courtesy of people smugglers, amongst those who opposed us was the United Nations. They were vitriolic in their opposition to what we were doing. They tried to stop their best they could, tried to stop the British from stopping the boats coming across the channel. They've chastised the Germans because when they let 1 million people in, there was a huge public reaction to that, and the Germans have clamped down on illegal immigration. And where are the public at? In the UK, in France, in Italy, in Germany, and all those countries, there has been a mass public revolt against illegal migrants pouring into their countries. And they have at least, and the British haven't been very successful, but those countries have at least started to crack down on it. But where is the United Nations? It's encouraging this mass flow of illegal migrants. So no wonder Donald Trump is fed up with the United Nations, not just because the escalators was turned off when he and his wife were on it, which I thought was a little bit discourteous.
Yes, who knows? Who knows? There's a whole investigation into what was behind that. But just finally, on energy, Donald Trump again said he's into cheap, reliable energy. That's been the foundation of modern civilization. Yet today, Xi Jinping beams in from China, and he pretends that China, the largest emitter in the world that's still growing, a place that's building 300 coal-fired generators as we speak, Xi Jinping says they're going to start winding back their emissions, and the whole room applauds. I mean, this, again, is nonsense, isn't it?
It is nonsense because China, the world's biggest emitter, is continuing to build coal-fired power stations, gas-fired power stations. So, yes, they're sending out a message that they're moving towards the, greater dependency on renewables, but they are a huge emitter. And of course they don't set themselves the kind of, unrealistic virtue signalling targets that a country like Australia, which produces 1% of global CO2 emissions, that Australia sets itself. I mean, the Chinese Communist Party may be a lot of things, but it's certainly not mad. It's not going to sacrifice economic growth and the living standards of its people on the altar of some United Nations target.
No, they say what people want to hear, and the fools applaud them. Thanks so much for joining us again, Alexander.
A pleasure.